Hi guys, my name is Sarmad. In this video we will be doing an example of bisection method. So example is find a root of the equation x cube minus x minus 11 is equal to 0, correct to 4 decimal places using bisection method. We will follow the same steps as we learned in the previous video. First step was, first of all, we need to find the interval in which the root lies. If you remember from the previous video, we had 2 points A and B, and the curve was crossing the x-axis between those points, so we called that interval of that equation. So first step is we have to find the interval. To find an interval, we put 0, 1, 2 in the function and see at what 2 points the interval changes from positive to negative or vice versa. So we have to find 2 points at those the value of the function changes from negative to positive or positive to negative, whatever. First of all, we start from putting 0. If we put 0 into the function, this is our function, and we get a negative value. So now we will put 1 into the function. If we again get a negative value, then we will continue by putting 2 into the function, and if we get positive value by putting 1, then we will say that 0 to 1 is our interval. So let's go ahead and put 1 into the function. If we put 1 into the function, we get again a negative value, so this is not changing from negative to positive. We will continue and put 2 into the function. It is again negative. We will continue towards 3. Now when we put 3, then we get a positive value, so we say there this is our interval. 2 to 3 is our interval because it is changing from negative to positive, and root will lie between 2 and 3. Moreover, in our previous video we said that the point at which function is giving a negative value, we call it a point, and the point at which the function is giving a positive value, we call it a b point. So in this question we will call a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. So I have also drawn a figure so that you can understand in a better way. As I said before, we will take a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. Now first step is to calculate x naught. X naught is simply a midpoint of a and b, that is 2 and 3. So we will calculate midpoint, which comes to be 2.5, and it will approximately lie here between 2 and 3. Now this is our new point, and as you know, for midpoint rule you have to deal with 2 points, so either we will use this point for next iteration or we will use this point. But as you can see, root is lying between 2 and x naught, so we will simply drop 3 because it is not playing any role in solving this question. So we will just drop it now and continue the process with 2 and x naught. So next iteration we will choose 2 and x naught, which is 2.5. Now we will again apply midpoint rule and calculate x1, which comes to be 2.25 right here, and we will put x1 into the function and check whether it is giving us 0 or some value. As you can see, it is giving us some negative value, so again you have to look then which point you will drop this time. So root is lying between x1 and x0, not between x1 and 2, so we will simply drop 2 and we will continue towards the next iteration with x1 and x0. We will again apply the midpoint rule to x1 and x0 and calculate the point x2. So root will lie between 2.25 and 2.5. This is x1 and this is x0. Now we calculate x2, which comes to be 2.375, which is approximately here. So now we put x2 into the function and see whether it is 0 or not. It is approximately 0 but not exactly 0. So if you want to calculate the answer to some less precision, so you can also use this answer, but as in our question we said that we want our answer to be in to 4 decimal places, so we will not quit the question here. We will rather go and continue a pretty precise answer. So this is a really long process, because after 15 or 16 iterations you will get exact answer which is correct to 4 decimal places. I will just tell you the steps to solve the question, because you cannot solve the question like this. It will take a lot of time. I will just tell you simply the trick to solve the question. Okay, you have to make a table which has 4 columns. In the first column you will write the point A, and in second column you will write the point B, and third will be the X, and fourth will be the f of x. Now in the first row you will just write the interval. I have written this negative because A was the point at the point at which the function was giving a negative value, and B was the point where function was giving a positive value. So I have just written the interval here. At 2 the value was negative, and at 3 the value was positive. So when you could calculate the midpoint, it comes to be 2.5, and f of x comes to be this. Now for the next iteration you have to look at this sign, if it is positive or negative. If it is positive, then you will just replace b by x. As you can see, in next iteration I have replaced b by x, so a is same and b has been replaced by x. Now you will repeat the same process, that is calculating the midpoint. You will calculate the midpoint of these two and write in the box of x and put into f of x and calculate this value. Now again you will have to look at its sign. It is negative. In the previous row it was positive, so we replaced b by x. In this case it is negative, so you have to replace a by x. B will remain same. So you can see in the next step I have replaced a with x and b is same. So you will again calculate a midpoint and write it in the x column and calculate f of x, and process continues. So this is the really easy and quick way to solve the question with bisection method. I have made a complete table right here, and this is really simple and quick way to solve the problem by making the table. As you can see, we solved okay, we got these 2 points, and there was the new value of x, and as you can see this is positive. So now we are gonna replace the b with the x. So a is same. Now we have replaced b by the value of x, and again calculated the midpoint and calculated the f of x, and again looked at its sign. It is negative. Now we will replace a by x. As you can see, I have replaced a by x in the next step. So in this way I have calculated these iterations, and I have calculated until I get the same value to 4 decimal places. As you can see right here, it is giving me 2.375, and in next step it is given me 2.3736, and in the next step it is again giving me 2.3736. so as in a question I was asked to calculate the answer correct to 4 decimal places, so I will stop the question here, and this is the value of x, and basically this is the root of the equation. If we put this value into the function, we will get 0 answer. So I hope you have understood it, and if you have any queries or if you could not understand it, then please comment below, and thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel.